If your aura disturbs others, it is not because there is something wrong with you. It is because your presence disrupts the comfortable illusions they have built around themselves. People who live within their own projections are often unsettled by someone who carries a field of energy that cannot be easily absorbed or controlled. The aura is not a mystical decoration that hangs loosely around the self. It is the sum of your psychic state, the integration of conscious and unconscious, the harmony or disharmony between shadow and persona. A powerful aura is rarely accidental. It is born of confrontation with oneself, of standing face to face with the very aspects of the psyche most prefer to avoid. When your aura is strong, you will notice that certain people shift around you. Some become more open, others become guarded. It is not the words you say, but the subtle vibration of who you are. And the more you become yourself without apology, the more others are forced to confront what they have been running from. The first sign that your aura carries a disturbing power is the way silence follows you. You will enter a room and notice that conversation changes. Sometimes it slows, sometimes it takes a sudden new direction. It is as though your presence pulls attention inward like a mirror held up without warning. This is not about intimidation, it is about resonance. Your energy forces reflection in those who are unprepared. Another sign is that you attract strong emotional responses without trying. Some are drawn to you with deep respect or curiosity. Others react with suspicion or even hostility. A powerful aura acts like a psychological catalyst. It stirs what is dormant in others. For those willing to see themselves clearly, this can be liberating. For those who fear the truth, it can feel like a threat. A third sign is the inability of superficial masks to survive in your presence. People who depend on charm, manipulation, or performance often falter when speaking to you. It is not because you expose them intentionally, but because your energy is attuned to authenticity. The false self finds little oxygen when standing before someone whose field is grounded in inner truth. A fourth sign is that you are often misunderstood. This is not because you are unclear, but because others will project their own fears, desires, or judgments onto you. The stronger your aura, the more it acts as a canvas for the unconscious material of those around you. People see in you what they most resist seeing in themselves. A fifth sign is that you carry a stillness that makes others restless. The modern world is accustomed to constant motion and noise. A person who can remain deeply centered without rushing to fill silence presents a strange mirror. Your calmness reflects the disquiet within them. This is why some cannot sit with you for long without feeling the need to talk or leave. A sixth sign is that authority figures may either respect you or quietly compete with you. Power that does not come from title or position can feel unsettling to those who rely on external validation. Your aura carries weight because it comes from integration, not from status. This can awaken admiration in some and insecurity in others. A seventh sign is that you notice relationships changing without explanation. Friends may withdraw. Strangers may suddenly open up. The aura transmits what words cannot. When your field shifts through inner growth, it silently reorganizes the dynamics around you. Those aligned with your energy remain. Those who cannot tolerate the frequency fall away. An eighth sign is that people confide in you unexpectedly. This is because your aura signals safety to the unconscious. You become a vessel for truths that others have not dared to speak. The disturbance is not always negative. It is the discomfort of release, the unease of bringing what was hidden into the light. A ninth sign is that some individuals test you without reason. They may challenge your intelligence, question your motives, or subtly provoke you. This is not always conscious. A strong aura awakens shadow aspects in others, and these parts may seek expression through challenge. How you respond will either strengthen or weaken the field you carry. Tenth sign is that environments respond to you. This is not magical thinking. The psyche and the world are connected through deep symbolic patterns. A person with a strong aura will notice that the mood of a group shifts when they enter, that spaces feel heavier or lighter depending on their state of mind. This is because your energy interacts with the collective unconscious of the environment. An 11th sign is that you are remembered by people you have barely met. Encounters that seem ordinary to you may leave a lasting impression on others. This is because your aura imprints itself on their psychic memory. Your presence stays with them, sometimes for reasons they cannot name. A 12th sign is that some people seek to diminish or dismiss you. This is often a defense mechanism. When your aura stirs discomfort, some will try to rationalize it by reducing your significance. They may gossip, question your integrity, or label you as arrogant. This is not a reflection of your value, but of the turbulence your energy stirs in them. A 13th sign is that solitude becomes necessary. A powerful aura requires a balance of outward expression and inward renewal. You will find that time alone is not loneliness, but a form of maintenance. In solitude, the aura recalibrates. Without it, the constant interaction with the projections of others can become draining. To carry a strong aura is not to seek disturbance. It is to live as a mirror that cannot be easily covered. It is to walk through the world aligned enough with oneself that others feel their own misalignment. Some will be drawn to this, others will resist, but in both cases, your task is not to adjust your energy to fit their comfort. It is to remain centered, integrated, and in service to the deeper truth of your own nature. Your aura is not for decoration, it is the visible field of your inner work. If it disturbs others, it is often because it invites them, knowingly or not, to begin their own. When an aura reaches the level where it disturbs others, it often marks a threshold in the individual's psychological development. The person is no longer living solely from the persona, that carefully constructed mask designed to gain social acceptance. Instead, they are living more directly from the integrated self. This transition has profound effects, and it becomes impossible to remain invisible to the collective psyche. A powerful aura is essentially the radiation of psychic wholeness. This wholeness, however, does not look like perfection to those who encounter it. Rather, it appears as a strange, sometimes unsettling energy because it carries the shadow as well as the light. The shadow, when acknowledged and integrated, stops projecting outward and becomes part of the total personality. This integration produces a solidity of being that many find difficult to comprehend. It cannot be manipulated, flattered, or easily influenced. The reason such an aura disturbs is because it challenges the unconscious defenses of those around it. Most people live in a delicate balance with their own illusions. The presence of someone whose energy comes from a deeper, more honest place is enough to destabilize that balance. This is not aggression, it is resonance. The psyche recognizes what it has denied, and that recognition produces discomfort. It is also important to note that a strong aura does not simply create discomfort, it draws out truth. One sign of this is the way certain people will reveal aspects of themselves they have hidden for years. They may speak of fears, regrets, or moments of clarity that surface unexpectedly. The aura acts as a trigger, not by force, but by creating a psychic environment in which concealment becomes harder to maintain. The disturbance is rarely in the form of direct confrontation. It is more often subtle, changes in body language, hesitations in speech, shifts in emotional tone. A person with such an aura will begin to notice these signs more clearly. They will see how their presence affects the space, how even without words, they are participating in a silent dialogue with the unconscious of others. One of the deeper reasons this happens lies in projection. People see in you what they cannot face in themselves. A powerful aura acts as a blank canvas. And into that space, others project both their admiration and their fear. They may idealize you, thinking you possess qualities they lack, or they may resent you, imagining flaws or intentions that do not exist. Neither response has much to do with who you truly are. It has everything to do with the psychic material your presence activates. Another sign of a strong aura is that your mere presence can change the outcome of situations. Decisions shift, tensions ease, or conflicts escalate, depending on how your energy aligns with the environment. You may notice that people look to you instinctively during uncertain moments, not because you seek leadership, but because your energy feels stable. This stability is rare, and it stands out in a culture dominated by distraction and superficiality. When the aura is balanced, it can be a profound source of healing. People feel calmer, more truthful, even more courageous in your presence. But when the aura confronts those not ready to see themselves, it can have the opposite effect. They may resist, avoid, or even attack. This is part of the natural tension between consciousness and unconsciousness. It cannot be eliminated, only understood. Maintaining a powerful aura requires inner discipline. Without it, the energy can become distorted by ego inflation. When someone begins to take pride in disturbing others, to see it as a sign of superiority, the aura shifts from being a natural expression of integration to a tool of manipulation. At that point, the disturbance is no longer the product of truth, but of shadow, once again taking control. The healthiest stance is to remain aware of your own energy and its effects, but not to seek disturbance as a goal. The aura will naturally provoke growth where it can. Your task is to remain centered, neither shrinking from your presence nor wielding it for validation. This is the balance that allows the aura to retain its integrity. A final sign that your aura is powerful enough to disturb is that you feel the weight of responsibility that comes with it. You begin to understand that others will respond to you in ways that have little to do with the present moment. They are reacting to the unconscious content you carry, to the archetypal patterns your energy embodies. This awareness brings a deep caution. You become careful with your words, with your silences, with the spaces you enter. The aura becomes not just an energy you radiate, but a space you hold. Those who step into it are stepping into an amplified field of truth, one that will show them not only you, but themselves. This is why it disturbs. It is not the force of your personality that unsettles them, but the reality that for a moment they are face to face with what they have not yet integrated. Your role is not to diminish yourself so they remain comfortable, nor is it to use your energy to dominate. Your role is to continue the work within yourself so that your aura remains clear, grounded, and aligned. The disturbance will then serve as an invitation, not a weapon. And those who are ready will step through that doorway into their own deeper truth. When an aura reaches the point where it influences rooms, relationships, and even the emotional temperature of groups, the individual must learn to live with a reality few speak about openly. This influence is not about domination or force. It is the natural gravity of someone who has integrated enough of their unconscious to stand without leaning on the approval of others. But this gravity has weight. It draws people in. It also repels those who are not ready to stand in their own truth. If you carry such an aura, you will notice the way people either open themselves without resistance or retreat without warning. This will happen in friendships, professional settings, even in brief encounters. Some will feel energized in your presence because they sense the clarity in your field. Others will feel a strange pressure, as if they cannot keep their masks in place. The more honest you are with yourself, the harder it becomes for others to hide from what they feel in your presence. This does not mean your life will be free of connection. On the contrary, the connections that remain will tend to be deeper, built on mutual recognition rather than performance. But there will be fewer of them. Your relationships will not survive on charm or surface comfort. They will require truth. And truth has a cost. You will also begin to notice that you cannot stay in every environment. Some places will feel heavy, almost suffocating. This is not imagination. Environments are charged with the psychic residue of those who occupy them. An aura that carries integrated energy will resonate or clash depending on the field it enters. It is wise to pay attention to these sensations, not as superstition, but as information. The body feels what the mind has not yet named. Self-care becomes more than a personal luxury, it is a necessity. Solitude is not escape, it is maintenance. When you spend too much time in environments where your aura is constantly disturbing the field, you will feel the weight of that interaction. The psyche requires space to settle, to release the projections it has absorbed. Alone time is where the aura clears. You will also have to develop discernment. Not everyone who is drawn to your energy has good intentions. Some are attracted to the strength of your field but are not prepared to hold their own. They may seek to absorb your stability for themselves rather than develop it within. This is not always malicious. Often it is unconscious. But it can drain you if left unexamined. In navigating this, boundaries are essential. Boundaries are not walls, they are a clear recognition of where your responsibility ends. You cannot carry the inner work of another, you can only hold the space for them to face it themselves. Those who are ready will respect this, those who are not will feel rejected. That reaction is not yours to manage. As you live with a powerful aura, you will also notice a shift in how conflict approaches you. People who once would have tried to provoke you may hesitate. The energy you carry communicates that you will not engage in battles of ego. This is not about intimidation. It is about a quiet certainty that drains the reward from unnecessary conflict. At the same time, those who need to challenge themselves will sometimes test you. These moments are opportunities to practice holding your energy without letting it harden. A strong aura does not need to defend itself loudly. It stands as it is, rooted. The disturbance others feel is their own shadow rising to meet them. Living with a powerful aura is not an achievement to display. It is a continual responsibility. The stronger the energy you carry, the more you must return to your own inner work. Complacency is dangerous. The aura can distort when the self becomes too comfortable, when growth stops, when shadow material is ignored once more. The final truth is that a powerful aura will always disturb those who cling to illusion. This is not cruelty. It is the natural movement of life toward balance. To carry such energy is to live as a reminder, not because you demand it, but because your presence cannot help but reveal what lies beneath the surface. Your task is not to make others comfortable. Your task is to remain aligned. The ones who are meant to walk alongside you will feel strengthened, not weakened in your presence. And those who cannot stay were never meant to share the path at this stage of their own journey. A powerful aura is not a gift to be flaunted. It is a sign of the work you have done, the truth you have faced, and the alignment you continue to maintain. It will disturb, it will attract, it will repel. None of these are reasons to change. Remain centered, continue the work. The aura will take care of the rest.